Hello you guys, and welcome to Pip Racing Channel. Pedro here. The last time that we were working with the Tiburon, we installed the front mount intercooler, but let me show you. As you can see, the intercooler is already installed there, but when we install the bumper, it looks tiny in front of the car. So that said, we jump in the online and look for a bigger intercooler so that we can use, and we found this. So today we're gonna be installing this other intercooler that's gonna look really cool in front of the car. So let's get to it. Okay, as I told you, we were going to change the intercooler. We already installed the intercooler in place, and I fabricated these two brackets that are going to bolt to the intercooler, so we can remove those bolts and we can remove the intercooler. And now I already tack weld these corners there. I'm gonna tack weld this one, take the intercooler out, and then weld the whole part there. So I'm gonna weld now. Well, I'm gonna show you the almost finished product. We installed the intercooler, and I installed a few tubes, so the intake tube and the other one that is going to be part of the pressurization of the car, but just to mark up and to see if the tubes are going to travel without problem through the engine bay. So I'm going to show you now. As you can see here, we weld the brackets. We put a little bit of paint to prevent rust. This is the other one. And the intercooler already have the outlets, the inlet and the outlet. This one is the inlet, is gonna pass perfectly to the side of the intercooler, and the other one also is passing without any problems to this side. So from here it's gonna connect to the throttle body. There's gonna be the blow-off valve. But you can see, it looks really good. We cut the bumper, we prepared this. We have to do a little bit of trimming in the grill area, so we can fit the intercooler because it's bigger than the bar. This is the impact bar, we have to modify it. Now we are going to be installing this kit that Alejandro bought. This is an oil cooler kit. As you can see, it comes with all the lines, the oil cooler and the sandwich adapter. There's the sandwiches where the oil filter is going to go. We have to look for the space to locate it. This is the adapter for the filter. As you can see, that have the O-ring, and those are the lines. And this is the I think it's a 9-row oil cooler, and we are going to be installing it behind the intercooler. As you can see here, this is the space that we have to work with. So let's get to it. Now we did this bar, and we did a base. There we are going to install the oil cooler. We cut this piece and welded to the radiator support, welded here on top. We already did the bottom base for the intercooler, and now we are putting everything back together to make the final fit. As you can see, we already installed the bumper. Look how it looks. It looks really aggressive. This car is gonna turn out really good. It's gonna look really good. And you can see here, this is the oil cooler. It's not connected yet, but in the next step we are gonna be trying all the lines, connecting the lines to the oil cooler, and start to plumb the system with the aluminum tubing, and install the turbo with the manifold and everything, so it's gonna look a little bit better. So look at this. Look how it looks. Looks amazing, right? Looks good. What's up, you guys? We are here on the junkyard. We're here to pick up the plug injectors for Alejandro's car. Here it is. He's pushing but we already have the first problem. They didn't want us to bring the injector in so we can test fit it. So now we're gonna cut all the 4 injectors that we find, and we're gonna bring it because that's what they told us to do, so we're gonna do it. We found Tiburon here in the junkyard. We're ready to the parts out. Look at this. This is a part of the rear suspension because one of the tires don't look center in the wheel well. We think that part is bent, and we found the plug for the injectors, and we think we are all set. So we're finished here, so we are gonna head out. Say something, Alejandro.
Let's go.
Let's go. What happened? What happened there? Oh. Let's go. Don't be a clown.
One eternity later.
We already paid, and we are here. I'm here waiting for Alejandro. Here he comes with his new car. It's Camry. That's gonna be the UPS car. We found what we came for, so let's go. Let's do it. So this is what we have.
What the hell?
So far, this is the OEM. This is the OEM fuel rail. Excuse me. This part goes in factory. Goes here. We unscrew this. This is like a check valve slash. I don't know. If you look like it looked like a fuel pressure regulator, but it isn't. It's empty inside. So I think it's a plug or something like that. We unscrew this part from here, and we bought this fitting that has a thread also. We put Teflon tape to seal everything, and use a dash 8 male fitting here, and we're going to be using this one. So it's a dash 8 female. Going to be using here. And this is where it's gonna, the fuel is gonna enter to here from the tank. In the tank, we already did this. This is the factory case that you have the factory fuel pump inside. What we modify, and you can see here is an Aeromotive 340 fuel pump that is gonna be fitting. We're gonna be fabricating some fittings here that gonna connect to AN fittings, and we're gonna throw the dash 8 line from the tank to the engine. Then here is gonna be the injectors. These are the OEM injectors. These are small injectors, and these ones are gonna be the ones that we're gonna be using. Hold on, don't mind the mess. The black ones are gonna be the ones that we're gonna be using. As we are using Fuel Tech, we're not going to be using the factory wire harness. We're gonna be making our own wire harness and these plugs. We went to the junkyard. We found the same ones in Ford vehicles, and then by factory here you connect this line. This is a factory line. We found, I don't know, this adapter, that screw here, there, like factory, in the factory bolts, and we're going to be using the dash 6. That's this dash 6 90 degrees, and from here, this is where the fuel is going to go out from the fuel rail, and from here it's going to connect to this automotive fuel pressure regulator, and we have more fittings here that we have to. From here the fuel is gonna get through here. It's gonna go out from the bottom part, and from the bottom part is gonna be returning to the tank. Here in the side we're gonna connect the sensor for the Fuel Tech. So the Fuel Tech had the reference for the fuel pressure. We can see it on the display, and here is going to be a analog gauge, so we can see when we are tuning the car on the dyno or something. We can see it on the engine bay. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Plus, let me see what Alejandro just did. He took everything apart here. Here you see the fuel tank. Those are the factory fuel lines that we are not going to be using. And where's the other part, Alejandro? As you can see, the turbo. Here is this part. We're gonna be modifying it. We're gonna put these fittings here. We're using 290 degrees. We're gonna be eliminating these two. We're gonna be using the same plug because the lucky us again. The automotive fuel pump is the same plug as the OEM fuel pump on the car. So we just did the modifications here and using the same wire by factory. And we're going to eliminate these tubes here. We're going to be putting these 90 degrees fittings with this track lock. We're going to drill here, gonna put it here so we can connect the fuel line here and put it directly to the fuel pump as the same. This is the dash 6. This is for the return. This is gonna be the dash 8 for the feed. Gonna be putting this here also. Gonna be a lot of good volume of fuel, so the engine don't starve about fuel. So I'm gonna be doing the time lapse so you can see the process of making this part, so we can connect all the lines and put all the fuel pump inside of the tank again. So let's do it. Guys, this is the finished product. As you can see here is the dash 8 line connected to the fuel pump, and the other side is going directly to the fuel rail, and the small one is the OEM factory fit that we converted as a return line now. Here in the front, you can see the fuel rail already installed with the injectors. Those are the 1000cc injectors with the plugs. You can see the line. That's the line that comes from the tank, dash 8. Here we have the other fitting, dash 6, connected to the return line, and it's connected to the fuel pressure regulator. And there's the sensor for the fuel tank and the return line connected to the factory line. So stay tuned, guys, for more awesome parts that we're gonna be installing and finishing the project. So stay tuned. See you in the next one.